Hey, we're the DCL Dorks, Brian and Erica, and we are happy to see you again.
Hello.
We are discussing today, we're going to discuss onboard activities, all the things to do that are on the ship that you can do while you're sailing around.
Right. And they're very plentiful. I think we have what, about, I don't know, 12 or so,
Sure,
items,
yep.
12, 15 items.
And we're not going to cover all
No.
encompassing. These are on only some of them are on a couple of the ships.
Right.
Some of them are basically it's up to the cruise director what they're going to offer.
Right.
But this just gives you a little taste
Kind
of
of
the
what we've
flavor.
seen over the last, 6 or 7 years where we've been cruising, some of the different ones that you see kind of time and time again.
Oh. So Brian's gonna go ahead and kick us
All
off.
right, I'll start off. They have and this is a fairly new one, but they call it Anyone Can Cook, off of the Ratatouille movie.
One of your favorites.
Yes, and so on ships, on sea days, because it's usually in the middle of the day, usually 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, they'll usually have a chef that comes on board, and then they talk about, they show you how to make a recipe, an item. Maybe they do croque monsieur, or they'll do like a French onion soup, or I think one time they even did they do some desserts. I don't think they did a souffle but anyway, so they give you recipe cards while you're sitting there, so you can make it again at home. They show you, they have the camera set up, so it's almost like watching something on the Food Network, watching them make something from start to finish,
like Emerald Live.
Yeah, and it's about a 20-minute duration, but they show you how they make it, and then they bring around samples to everybody. And there's usually also, for those that are 21 and over, there's usually a nice little glass of wine to go with to accompany the little sample you get. So you get to kind of see, usually the chefs are very personable, and they'll interact with the audience, and then you get to kind of see, make something that you maybe have never made before.
Yeah, and how easy it is to make it. Although I won't be cooking anytime soon.
So the other thing I'm going to talk about that as well is on the Fantasy and the Dream, which are two of the newer ships, not the newest, not the Wish, but the last two classic ships that came out. They've got they call it the Onboard Midship Detective. So there's around the ship, there's probably what, a dozen active video boards, LED screens that interact when you approach them, and you'll go to the promenade area to get the sheet that starts you on one of 3 different detective solving missions. And it's great you'll see kids doing it, and you also see adults doing it. It's throughout the duration of the cruise. And you'll go around you'll start at the first screen, and it'll give you some hints, some clues as to where you need to go next to find the next screen, or to solve that. So you'll move around the ship, probably to a dozen or more different locations, finding different clues, if you will, and to try to solve that mystery. And like I said, there's 3 different detective ones. One involves the Muppets. It's called The Stolen Show. So as you approach all these screens, you'll see Muppet characters interacting with you, and they'll be giving you clues. Another one is called the Case of the Missing Puppies.
Oh no!
And that's revolves around the storyline of 101 Dalmatians. And then the third cruise, or the third detective, is the Plundered Paintings. And so you'll go around and you collect these clues, and you'll find you'll solve the mystery, hopefully. But it's just something neat. Our kids have done it. I did it with my son when he was probably about 10 or 11 at the time we did it, and I just went around with him, and we solved the puzzle. It was the Muppets one. It was really neat, and it's interactive with you, because you'll choose they give you an option to choose something that you want to touch on the screen or something, and then it might reveal the next clue.
That's pretty cool. On the Wish, they have something very similar called Uncharted Adventure. And not to give too much away, but it does start before you even get on the ship, when Captain Minnie and Captain Mickey send you a message through the app. Oh. So that it helps out. So that gives you a little something. And you can go through Peter Pan, Tiana, Moana's World, and more. So definitely, if you had it on the Wish, check out the Uncharted Adventure. I'm going to talk about one of our favorite things to do, and our kids' favorite things to do, and all of the friends that we've made favorite things to do is.
Oh,
So for those of you watching us on YouTube, we are wearing our Victor medals from that we won from winning trivia. Winner. And these are a status symbol when you're on the ship, because some prizes when you do trivia, they'll give you a keychain or a luggage tag, which are terrific.
Medals?
That's right. We want to be recognized for our accomplishments. But it is a lot of fun, and you can go to a variety of different trivia kinds. You can do some that are adults only, you can do some that are sing-alongs, some that are kids, and it's just a really fun atmosphere, and it's a great way to meet people.
You've got that whole variety of the Disney kind of entertainment industry.
Right.
You can have a trivia that's all Marvel. You can have one that's just all Pixar films. You can have one that's just Disney tunes, where like they're playing different tunes, and you gotta name the movie and name the song. Yeah, so just do that. They got so many different trivia topics that they can cover.
So there's a lot of, that's why they run out a lot of these medals. So definitely get one. And then the next thing I was going to discuss is bingo, because universally on cruise ships, people love to play bingo. It's the closest you can get to gambling on a Disney cruise.
Right.
No casinos. So you can there's a couple of different levels of bingo that you can play. There's like the daily game, and then there's like the big ticket money bingo game.
Right.
And you can do it where it is on paper, or they have the electronic boards where they pretty much just do it for you.
Right.
So
almost like an iPad, if you will, and you just sit there and you just like watch the number when they call it the number, and it finds it for you. You're basically just watching the screen. And if you get bingo, you've got to yell out bingo.
That's right. Before the next number is called.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, if you've ever played bingo anywhere, there are some bingo sticklers out there. So be sure you follow the rules. Did you want to discuss animation?
Yeah, so it's Disney. They're all animations, they're jam. So there's throughout the course of the cruise, you'll find like you go to Fathoms or something, they're gonna be drawing they'll usually pick a character. Maybe you'll be drawing
They did Simba, I think, last time.
Simba or the Crush, the turtle. So they'll show you, they'll have up on a big screen, and they'll show how you just how each pen stroke you go to try to redraw this character. And so they provide you with all of your supplies that you need, and then they just kind of walk you through and for like a half hour how to redraw this Disney character. And
if you're lucky, you'll be able to redraw it again later. I have never been successful doing that. One of the other craft things that they do 3D crafts, and they also will do some scrapbook pages. So for those scrapbookers out there that still do it with paper and stickers and other embellishments, they provide you a whole kit that you can put together. And the 3D crafts are often cutting out different pieces and then gluing it and taping it together. Right. So that's part of it too. And they always have like all the markers, everything you need. You basically just show up. They have everything that you need. Yep. Yeah. Then you talk about scrapbooking. So now the next thing I've got is dance lessons. Because I love dancing. But anyways, they usually have on the longer itineraries. On the longer cruises, they might have a dance duo that's on the ship. They're probably going to be in the Walt Disney Theater at one point, maybe doing one of the shows. But then during the day, they're providing. They're going to show you how to do the tango. They're going to show you how to maybe do the waltz. So you'll show up, and it's usually every day at sea, and they'll go through it. They're like hour-long sessions, and they just kind of. Whoever shows up, they'll walk you through the steps and try to teach you that dance, during that one session. Just a way to kind of learn something new while at sea. Right. And they also have some game shows. Other than trivia, there are other ways to test your knowledge, whether it's Disney knowledge or whether it's spousal knowledge. They have some kids in the D Lounge. They'll have some kids game shows. Where it goes between for family or adults, right? Yeah. So they'll have they've had some family oriented ones in the D Lounge, and then at night they've had some that are kind of like the newlywed game that you can participate in. So those are fun to watch, and we've had friends that have participated in them, and it's really fun to watch them. Yeah, when the people that are up there on stage, it's a riot.
Let's see what you did karaoke. So oh, I'm gonna do karaoke, that's right. So karaoke as well. So a lot of times, again, they have family karaoke and they also have adult karaoke, and it's the same deal, like D Lounge, because D Lounge is where most of the family activities are happening. So you can go up there and the kids, I mean, the kids love it. I mean, our
Oh,
kids, they have
absolutely.
all the songs that they want to sing. So you go up, you request the song, they'll call them up, and then they'll sing, you know, and they've got it up on the boards, and then sometimes even the whole family might participate as well. So it's really fun, and it gives a lot of kids, and it's very supportive. Like, you know, everybody that's in that room is, you know, usually a family. So if somebody's up there just belting it out and they're just having a great time, they're very supportive, and everybody gets a standing ovation when they're done, because they just,
Whether they deserve it
whether
or
they
not.
deserve it or not. But it's very supportive atmosphere. And then you've also got the karaoke in Fathoms, or the adult, you know, lounge area, and they'll just, you know, do the standard, you know, the karaoke you might find at any, you know, bar across the US. But you know, it just it again, it's a very welcoming environment.
Right.
Everybody is very, just they applaud everybody that's up there. It's just a very positive.
There are no
atmosphere.
hecklers,
Right?
no hecklers. And for the kids too, it's not all Disney music. I know our son did the All-Star by Smash Mouth.
Right.
And he just, oh, that was,
Oh,
it was
jumping around like an idiot.
It was magical. It was magical. I have it on video. Maybe someday I'll threaten to show it to them. There also is for the little ones. So they have what's called the Jack's Diaper Dash. And this is where they take those and those who crawl or kind of stumble walk, and they put them in a little race.
Well, they do it out in the promenade. So you've got like, you know, 3 levels that can look down. They've got like little lanes set up where they put like a rug down, and yeah, they can all like line up to go.
So that's really neat for those. Literally something for all ages.
Yeah.
Something for all ages. One of the hardest things that we did on the cruise ship was when we went to napkin folding. Now,
oh, right.
It was not hard for Brian. It was extremely difficult for me, but they showed you how to make napkins into candles, into geese, and into birds. And
well, I think they've also done that with the towel. Like animals, they'll do like your room staff does. You know, in the evenings you'll come back and you've got your towels put into some sort of, you know, animal. They'll do that during the ship and show you how they make those animals.
So that's a really cool activity that they have there too.
The other thing I want to talk about, they also have, you know, every day, certainly days at sea, they've got meetings of friends. They call it Friends of Bill W. So it's basically that's anybody that's in the AA program. It gives them an opportunity to meet. Usually it's at like the Cove Cafe or one of the coffee shops on
the adult areas.
One of the adult areas where they can meet, and it gives them a time for them to meet, you know, and you know, with other people within the organization.
So that's really helpful. And you've seen that probably on other cruise lines too, but Disney does have that. So if you are cruising with someone who benefits from those meetings, absolutely make sure that those are on there. And then the last thing we were going to talk about is the 1820 Society.
It threw me off. The 1820. These are history buffs. No, they're not history buffs. No, what are they?
They are kids that are between the ages of 18 and 20, that in between age. They're too old to want to hang out with the vibe, and they're too young to hang out with the adults and enjoy it and vibe. So they have a group, a collective called the 1820 Society, and it's for people that are those ages, in that age group, to do different activities throughout the day.
Right.
And so that kind of, again, we've covered those in Pampers, we've covered the kids, we've covered the adults. They literally have something for everybody to do on board.
It changes almost every new cruise we go on. There's usually something else that's been added or something
absolutely
different.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these are pretty standard, you'll find on every cruise, but there's always something else they're looking to add, you know.
And even though some of them are the same on each cruise, the trivia questions are going to be different,
right? Or
the topics they cover in anyone can cook are going to be different.
Right.
The variety of different things that are endless. So it's going to be familiar when you do, if you are a repeat cruiser, which I suggest that you become, but when you go on this, it's still a new experience each time, because you're not gonna, they're gonna tweak it just a little bit to make it new.
Right.
So what do you like to do on board? What are the ways that you like to pass your time, and what are your favorite activities to take?
And what do we miss? Like there's probably some things that we missed on a cruise that didn't happen that you found, you know, to be a lot of fun. So let us know, and we'll post that.
Yeah. And if you want to share on Instagram your pictures of you and your medals or your keychains, the prizes you've gotten, we'd love to see those too. So check us out in the show notes on our social media, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.